Hello Gemini, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to those of you who have been here before, and welcome to those of you who have come across to find out what it's all about. My name is Colette, my channel is Inspiring Life Changes, and I'm an intuitive tarot reader of over 30 years experience, and this reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp Gemini. If you don't know where those placements are, there is going to be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check out for yourself, so that you can also, if you don't know where your moon sign is or what your rising sign is, you can go and check them out, and also you can then check out the readings that correspond with those signs as well. So not just for my channel, but if you watch any other tarot reading channels as well, then you know which sign to check out along with your sun sign as well, because sometimes the messages are hidden in other zodiac signs, like your rising sign or your moon sign, so they're always worth knowing. So that's why I like to put the link down below. So Gemini, and for Gemini cross watchers as well, because I am really bad at remembering to say anything about Gemini cross watchers. So if you're interested in a Gemini, this is a general read. This isn't a love read. I will be putting the love reads out later. But if you are interested in watching this reading for a Gemini, just be aware that this could also be part of your story as well. If you are involved in a Gemini, want to be involved with a Gemini, or have been involved with a Gemini. So cross over the cards as well if it's not making any sense to you reading it this way, because I will be also using confirmation cards as well. You may well come out in the reading yourself as well, cross watchers, so just be aware of that energy. So Gemini, I'm starting your reading off today here with the Spirit Animal Oracle deck card of the Starfish, and the Starfish is saying open to all infinite possibilities. So it's literally saying, it's almost like, for me it came through as like the world is your oyster at this time. Open yourself, push past your limiting beliefs of how things should be, could be, have to be, and open yourself, literally like a starfish opening itself up and kind of bathing in the sunshine. This is kind of talking about opening yourself up to that stream of infinite possibility energy of like that's constantly bombarding the planet with these kind of creative ideas and potential. And this is saying, Gemini, that if you open yourself up to this, you're opening yourself up to a world of possibilities, that anything could change for you here. Anything could happen. That there is so much potential held within this one card for you at this time. That your life could change very suddenly. But you need to be able to open up to the belief or the knowing that that is possible. And only by doing so are you going to push past the boundaries of where you have limited yourself to date as well. So the first card you actually have come out in the reading here is interesting. You have the Moon in reverse. And for me, this has come through as saying that either things are being kept hidden from you, Gemini, things that you need to know or feel that you should know in a situation, or you yourself, which is kind of how it feels to me, are keeping things, shall we say, kind of not secrets. It's not like you're keeping secrets, but it's like you're keeping things to yourself. It's like you're not ready to completely bring things out into the open yet, and that could have something to do with this starfish energy as well, maybe, that you're not ready yet. The moon card for me is a time of unknown. I tend to liken it a bit to a seed being planted in the soil. Like, you have to put the seed into the dark, it has to go into the ground in order for it to be able to come to life. Because if you put it out in the sunshine, if you put a seed out into the light, it will just shrivel up and die, or it will get picked up by a bird and eaten. So it needs that kind of womb-like experience, if you like. So it's a kind of sense of keeping things, allowing things to germinate, to ripen, to come to their right time, knowing the right time, the cycles of time. There is something here that you are keeping under wraps, it feels like, Gemini, something that you're not ready yet to reveal. It could be something about yourself, it could be about a situation, maybe it's something that you know about somebody else, or a situation that you know that you have information on, and maybe you're kind of debating what you should do about that as well. But there is something here that you're not ready. The time is not right for you to bring it into the light and out of the dark. It can also, because it is the moon, it can also be a time of confusion as well. And you do have the Seven of Cups as your challenging energy here. And the Seven of Cups in itself is a card of confusion. For me, the reason it's a card of confusion is because there can be so much choice within this card that you don't know what it is. Sorry, I'll hold it up the right way. You don't know what it is that you actually want. And again, infinite possibilities. Opening yourself up to infinite possibilities. But it's kind of saying to me that none of these feel like it's the right thing. None of them feel like this is what you want. It's kind of almost like, it feels as though you've been kind of deliberating and debating over things. Maybe these are each situations in your life at present, and you know that they're there. You are aware that they're there. And you are aware that you can take any of these energies. You can go with any of this that is being offered to you here, that is obvious to you. But there's something more. There's something on a deeper, there's like, it feels like there's not an emotional attachment to any of these. Like, you don't feel as though you're emotionally attached, as though it's not what's going to satisfy you. Fulfill you. Yeah, that's how it's coming through, that it's not, you're not emotionally, it's like you're looking for, or waiting possibly even for something other than this. You know that there's more. You know that there's so much more. And it feels like all of this is kind of, this is your challenge, in the sense that you could take all of this, or you could take some of it, or one of these, or, and you could be, and you could, how can I put it, and you would live a life that would be okay, but it wouldn't be rewarding enough. It wouldn't fulfill you. It wouldn't give you what you're really soul-searchingly yearning for and really wanting at this time, is how it's feeling. And again, it's feeling like this energy here of opening to this kind of possibility, going beyond all of this and opening up to this world of infinite possibility, stretching yourself beyond your boundaries, beyond the limited ideas of what you can have, because it's all there and you can see all this. That's how it's coming across to me here, is that you know this, you know all of this, but you're not satisfied. You're not emotionally, it's like you're emotionally detached from all of this. And you're looking for something on a much deeper, emotional, connected level here. Because we also have the Queen of Cups in your head and what you're aware of. And the Queen of Cups here is looking for that happiness, that satisfaction, that inner contentment, emotionally supported. And it doesn't feel, again, it doesn't feel as though this is something kind of outside of yourself. This feels like this is much more within yourself, something that you are looking for within, with this moon energy here as well. Something that you are searching for, perhaps, or something that you are, again, this feeling of keeping something, that you know something, but you're not revealing it. And this Queen of Cups is kind of, it feels like this is what she's bringing to you. She's bringing you something other than this. Like this is all, like I was saying, this is all kind of on surface, on the surface level of life. You can see it, it's almost like mundane, it's almost like, yeah, can do that, I can do this, I could do that, but none of it. It's like, this is what you're looking for. And it doesn't feel, I mean, for some of you Geminis out there, it could well be a relationship that you're searching for here, but it feels like something other than that. It feels like it's more to do with your own growth, your own sustaining yourself somehow, loving yourself maybe, connecting with a part of yourself that you may not have connected with up till now. That's how it's coming through for me. Oops. But this is the hidden side of this energy here. You're aware of it, but you're not necessarily giving anything away about it. It's an interesting energy. Because we also have the Knight of Cups here in reverse, which is why I don't feel as though this is about love on an outer level. I don't feel that this is about you looking for a relationship, searching for a relationship, feeling as though you need to be completed. It doesn't feel like that. It feels more like this is about a situation where you want to maybe master yourself, because this is coming from a place of absolute kind of love and compassion and wisdom, emotional intelligence as well, an emotional intelligence, somebody who's completely empathic, intuitive, understanding of somebody on an emotional level, caring, considerate, all those qualities. But it feels like this may have been offered to you here with this Knight of Cups. The Knight may have come in the past, because this is the past energy, this is what's moving away, and you may have turned your back on this Gemini. Or you may have got involved and got hurt and now you're not really looking for this at this time. It doesn't mean that you won't ever be looking for this at this time, but at this time in particular, it feels to me as though this is much more about your energy than it is about anybody else's energy or anybody else coming. It feels as though this person wants to come in or has wanted to come in, and you know that if you let them in, it's going to be like a distraction. It's going to kind of take you off your path. It's going to distract you. So you're kind of keeping all of this under wraps, so to speak. So there's something, it feels like there is something that's kind of brewing, germinating, kind of growing within you. But for some of you it could be a pregnancy, but it doesn't feel like that. For some of you Geminis, it could well be a pregnancy. You could well be becoming a mother as well, because she does relate to that mothering energy as well. And you may have kind of decided that you don't want to have this energy in your life. But it doesn't feel so much like that today for me. This is coming right through as much more about you than it is about anybody else. And this is more a metaphysical kind of pregnancy, if you like, a metaphysical giving birth to maybe an idea, or it feels more like a part of yourself is how it's coming through. That you're kind of rebirthing a part of your own nature here. And like I was saying, this just feels like a distraction that you don't want to get caught up in at this time. Like the outer, it feels like the outer love isn't what you're looking for. Because what we have underneath here as well, with the Five of Cups in reverse, is somebody who kind of, this is in your subconscious realm, so this is where you're kind of coming from without knowing it, again, with the moon and energy here as well, because this is also the subconscious realm in itself, which it feels like you're diving further and further down into. And what you're kind of finding, if you, as and when you do go down into this emotional world, and we do have the sun in Scorpio at this time as well, so it is that kind of emotional season. What you're finding here is a sense of disappointment, it feels like, with the Five of Cups. A sense of kind of, every time that you allow this into your life, this is how it ends up. It ends up with you, particularly with it being in reverse as well, it ends up with you kind of wondering why and how, and did you learn anything from it? Was it worth it? Is it just about the pain? Because he's kind of on his knees here praying, and the 3 cups that are lying in the grass are spilt, and the 2 behind him are still standing, but there's less cups standing than there is lying in the ground here. So his attention, his focus is much more on these 3 spilled cups. So it feels like, Gemini, at this time, that you are going through a major it feels like a kind of awakening to something, but it's not the right time at this time. What you have moving in, though, is the 7 of Pentacles. Sorry, 7 of Swords. I don't know why I said Pentacles. 7 of Swords, which is coming through with this sense of it feels like from an outer perspective, that other people are kind of looking at you, Gemini, and seeing, and maybe not being able to make sense of what you're going through or the energy that you're in. This is a card of deceit, of again holding the cards close to your chest as well, which sometimes in life we have to do, but when we do that it can be seen by others as being deceitful, dishonest, not very open, not wanting to share. If you look at this card, there's 2 swords on the ground here. Often 2 swords means arguments, 2 people clashing, sword fights, mental fights, head games, that kind of thing. And so somebody may be feeling like they need to back off of a situation here. This could be you. This could be your energy, Gemini, as I was saying, or this could be somebody else's energy. So for some of you, this could be somebody who's in your life now or is going to come into your life. It feels more like somebody who you already know, or this energy is a warning energy to look out for some deceit maybe that could be coming up in the future. Somebody who isn't necessarily who they appear to be, who you thought they were, or somebody could think that about you as well, Gemini. They may think that you are one way and be disappointed when they realise that actually you are not how they perceive you, but this is their problem and their issue in many ways, because it's their perception of you rather than the energy that you are giving out. It could be something to do with you not fitting into somebody else's role or idea of who they want you to be or who they thought you were, is how it's coming through for me today. So just be aware of that, Gemini. That potential is there. Somebody may see it as selfish energy. It could cause arguments. But we'll see what comes out with these cards here. We'll confirm what the moon energy is about, and the 7 of Cups here for Gemini, please, in this general read. I'm sure 1 flipped over there. Yep, oh, 2 flipped over there. So we have the 2 of Wands in reverse and the 9 of Wands. So the 2 of Wands, I'm going to put them the other way around because I don't like looking at them that way around. So the 2 of Wands is talking about a situation of creating something fresh, something new coming into your life, but it is in reverse. So this could also be a past situation as well. It's also talking about duality to me as well. 2 things coming together to try and create something more than 2. Again, it could be a pregnancy. This could be 2 people that have come together to try and create something new, because it is over this energy as I was talking about here earlier. But again, it feels like this could again be you trying to balance up that energy within yourself, that masculine, feminine energy, that kind of driving, dynamic energy, which is very fire, very wands orientated, and also this kind of more compassionate, caring, considerate side of your nature as well here, and trying to find a way of bringing it all together. It is in reverse, so the two is, for me, it is a very fiery energy, and it can be an energy that can be easily put out, easily kind of stomped on, easily told that you're crazy, don't be stupid, why are you trying to do something that's not possible? Again, infinite possibilities, opening yourself up to the infinite and the impossible. And maybe that's one of the reasons here that this is kind of saying that other people are possibly trying to stop you from having that new vision. And maybe that's also why you're trying to keep this under wraps, why you feel as though you need to keep it quiet. Because it comes out with the 9 of Wands here as well. And the 9 of Wands does talk about a sense of struggle and hardship. And how it's coming through for me today is you feeling as though you're it does feel as though it's kind of you being held back in a way, you having to kind of battle through things. And you may also, the 9 of fire or the rods, wands, can also be a energy of kind of protecting yourself, feeling as though you have to protect whatever it is that you are trying to create or become. A need to because often it's depicted, the 9 of Wands, with a bandaged person, a person who's been through the wars. It's been a lot of strife, a lot of quarrels, a lot of hardship in their life. There's somebody they've really experienced a lot. So by the time they get to the 9 of Wands, they are exhausted. There is always an exhaustion element within the 9, but the 9 is just one step away from the 10 as well. So it's kind of saying, you know, just keep going. You're almost there. Don't give up now, because you have come a long way here. So keep the vision alive for yourself here. Keep that vision, keep that idea, even though it's exhausting, even though everybody else may be telling you to stop being stupid, or that it's not right for you, etc, etc, etc. And it's badgering, and it's exhausting, and you're feeling like you may even just want to give up. It's kind of saying, and maybe that's also why you're retreating in a way inside here. Kind of becoming more withdrawn. On an emotional level, it feels as though you're not really giving much away. And because of that, it may also cause this conflict as well. Because other people are maybe not understanding where you're coming from here, Gemini. What it is that you're trying to understand for yourself as well. because I feel as though that's what this is, in a way, this is what this is about. It's about you, understanding you, and having to deal with all the outer influences that have possibly in the past, with this Two of Wands, tried to kind of put that dream of yours out. Especially if it's somebody who's very kind of pragmatic, practical minded. We also have the Seven of Pentacles here over the top of the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles is a energy of harvesting, of the energy that you've put into something, the time, the thought, the process, the hard work to get to where you are now. It's kind of saying that you are almost, because it's in your head, it's like you're getting to the point where you're feeling that you need to or you should be able to see the rewards for the work that you've put in here, for the time that you've put in, for the effort and the energy that you've put into this. To reap the rewards, that it will be worth it, that the rewards are going to be worth the time and the energy and the effort of, and it feels, again, it's that energy of kind of seeking something from within yourself rather than something from without. But interestingly, you only have one major arcana card here at this time, Gemini. So let's see why the Knight of Cups is here. And with only one major arcana card here, it could also say that this is kind of energy that's not going to hang around for too long. That you'll be able to work through it quickly. But it does also feel about remaining true and honest to yourself as well here, Gemini. And we have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is saying to me the Eight of Pentacles is quite similar to the Seven, and it's interesting how it's kind of progressed from the Seven to the Eight. So this is about that hard work, that mastering something, but it does feel to me as though it's saying that you've done this, you've been there, you've tried this in the past, you've tried to master this kind of outer relationship energy, and it's almost like you're becoming aware that in order to be able to do this, you first of all have to master your own energy and your own how you feel about yourself. First, give to yourself first. Because otherwise you will just keep attracting that same kind of energy into your life. Plenty of romantic suitors, but none of them are, because the Knight of Cups is all very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very open when it comes to love. They're searching for love, they're looking for love, they're very They love the idea of love in itself. But it's in reverse, so it is saying to me that there's been situations where you have felt that you've tried that, you've been there, it's not giving you what you're looking for, Gemini, at this time. Again, it doesn't mean it never will, but with the Page of Wands here in reverse as well, which has come out with this energy, it's feeling to me like a sense of almost like been there and done that kind of energy, because the page is about learning and growing as he goes. He is a young energy. It can be a child itself, but it represents that kind of child energy that is still learning, still growing, still understanding, still experiencing. And that's what the Page of Wands wants to do. He wants to experience. He doesn't want to be tied down. He doesn't want to limit his experiences. And maybe that's also why at this time you don't want to be involved here, Gemini. You want to be free, to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do or want to do, or are kind of pulled to do, because the fire energy is also an energy of kind of magnetic, kind of bringing things towards you, or you are pulled towards them. It's kind of following your dream, your vision. Again, that same kind of energy is coming through for me here. In reverse, it can be an energy that doesn't necessarily understand itself very well either. So it can be quite childish in the way that it responds to situations as well, because it's still learning, it's still growing. So it can cause, like all the pages, because they're all child energy or childlike energy, they can cause, particularly when they're in reverse, they can cause disruptions, arguments, disagreements, not necessarily dealing with a situation in a very mature fashion, which again can cause more upset. But when the Page of Wands is in reverse for me, it is about leaving a situation, moving on into something else, and maybe not doing it in the most, like say, mature fashion, maybe not doing it in hindsight. When you look back, you think, oh, I could have done that better. I could have been a bit more understanding. I could have been a bit more aware of what I was saying or doing or how I was behaving. Okay, so in the subconscious realm, we have the Four of Wands, and we also have the Devil as well over the top of this Five of Cups energy. So the Four is about foundation, commitment, and they are both, like with the Devil here as well, in reverse. I would say that there was a situation here, Gemini, which could be from your past as well, because this is the subconscious realm, so this could be something that you yourself are not even aware of why the rest of this is happening, because I tend to liken this to the kind of the root energy of the reading. of where it's all kind of stemming from at this time. Is that there has been this situation of somebody, I feel, having this commitment or wanting this commitment from you, or you were committed to something at some point. You've got the Four of Wands, you've got the Five of Cups here, disappointment, despair, a sense of things never going to get better. But you also have the Devil energy here as well, which can also represent fear of commitment, fear of being tied to another, fear of somebody really understanding you, getting to know you, because in this card they are kind of bound together as well. It can also be seen as a relationship that is not healthy, that kind of feeds off the unhealthiness of itself. So so that you kind of, what actually holds you together is something that is not good for either of you. And that's kind of how it's coming across for me today. But also bringing up lots of fear as well, because the Devil is also about our fears, our deeper inner fears, the things we don't want to look at, the things we don't want to acknowledge within ourselves. Can also be addictions, addictive to, or addicted, yeah, addictions to relationships, to the same kind of relationships that just kind of continue that same painful cycle. Of ending up on your knees, wondering why you're there again. How did this happen again? Why am I going through this again? I thought this was going to be different this time. I thought I was going to be able to build on something strongly, to create something else. So this could also be what this Two of Wands energy is about as well. As I was saying, this kind of masculine and feminine. Again, it doesn't have to be, but kind of that relationship, the energy balancing up. Interestingly as well, if you look at this card, you can see that although these two are bound, their chains are really easy for them to slip over their heads, and they can release themselves, but in many ways they keep themselves tied up, they keep themselves bound there purely because of their fears of stepping into something else, of breaking free. Because if you break free from something, what's next? It's that kind of thing that keeps you there, is the thing that you fear the most in a way. Again, it's that, you know, that expression, better the devil you know, in many ways. But that isn't, you know, necessarily the case if it's something that's just going to keep you in a place of fear and darkness and self-loathing and resentment and anger and bitterness and not seeing the light. It's a dark energy, but it's an energy that can be very kind of internal. In many ways, it's your own kind of personal nightmare energy as well. Breaking free from that can take a lot of courage and a lot of strength, Gemini. But this is the subconscious realm, so this could well be something that you have or you are possibly even in the process of doing here as well. Leaving that energy behind. But we'll see what comes out with this Seven of Swords here. Nice. So we have the Ten of Swords, which is in reverse, but the 10 isn't ending. It is saying that there is going to be a painful, possibly very sudden ending here, because it is in reverse. It may be something that you don't see coming, Gemini, because all the swords are pointing down as well. They're all kind of falling down your way. It may even be like a wake-up call to something as well, something that is so shocking that you have to do something about it. But the card that has come out with this is the Empress energy, which is a beautiful card. Again, it is this potential. It is the same energy. And you also have it here as well, because I tend to see this energy is very similar to this Empress energy as well, the caring, the nurturing. She also, for me, represents the Queen of Pentacles as well. But she does kind of represent all of the queens. That's the thing about the Empress, is she is all of the queens. She is the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles, all rolled into one. So this could be the outcome of where you are, or what you are searching for at this time as well. But it's a wonderful energy to finish with, because it feels to me as though this is you sitting on your throne and kind of fully embodied. Like you fully embodied yourself here. And you're connecting really deeply with everything around you, understanding it in a new way. It is abundance, it is fertility. Again, for some of you, it could be that pregnancy that I was talking about. It could well be. It is about being permanently pregnant with potential. So with this star card here as well, it is literally saying to me that this is what you are embodying. You are embodying this infinite possibility that your life is going to open up in so many ways. But in order to do so, you have to kind of trust your path, yourself, because the Empress energy is very, it just feels, in this particular reading, it feels all kind of encompassing somehow, like a real like a real 180-degree turn from this energy. Like you're really coming into your own here, Gemini. Whether it's male or female makes no difference. It's like coming into yourself, like blooming, blossoming, really kind of finding your own feet, finding yourself, not needing anything else or anybody else in that sense to complete you. Because you are fully embodied in yourself. And that is a wonderful energy. I am just going to quickly read this little bit of starfish here as well. because it does say about stretching past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith the miraculous potential is shining down on you. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that Starfish Spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. I think that's very appropriate for you at this time. So let's see what the Moonology cards would like to say to you here, Gemini. But it seems to me that if you follow your heart as well, this is again what this card is saying, following her heart. She's following her own dreams, her own, her own heart, her own emotional understanding and awareness. And as she does so, she opens up more and more to that energy. But there could well be some sadness and sorrow on the way to get you to your destination. And maybe leaving a situation, as I was saying here, leaving a situation in a way that other people are feeling that you're not being honest or open or true to who you are or who they believe you to be. And it's going to cause some painful, it feels like a kind of painful shock, a painful sudden ending. It does, I mean, it is the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is a card of ending, but it's only at that point of, again, sheer exhaustion, that point of really kind of like you can't take any more of it. You just have got to the end of your tether in many ways, that change actually is allowed to happen, because it's the mind as well. It's the mind games, it's the mind keeping you stuck in this place of believing who you think you are, which isn't necessarily the same as who you actually are, but the mind can kind of trap you there. But the Ten of Swords is saying that there is going to be this breakout from that. And like I was saying, if you look at the chains around their necks here, they can both easily release themselves and walk free, which I feel, Gemini, you are in the process of doing. So the Moonology cards are saying, new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate, which is very much this energy actually. Meditate and contemplate. The Queen of Cups is the water energy, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces energy. That deeper, empathic, intuitive, instinctual, like I say, emotional intelligence. Very psychic, knows things, empathizes with people because they feel on a deeper level of understanding. So that's meditate and contemplate is kind of saying to me that if you do this, you're going to, it's going to help with this energy here as well. It's going to help you to connect with something that's going to allow you to open up to this potential by meditating and contemplating and allowing yourself to move beyond your mind energy as well, to move beyond this place. Because Pisces, of course, is the energy of kind of boundarylessness. It's kind of, it has no boundaries. It just kind of, it is the ocean. It is the kind of outer space as well, because Neptune's much further on in space, so it's that kind of empty voidness as well, that kind of energy. Being in touch, being in tune, being connected. It is mystery, it is magical, it is the unknown. So let's just pull one last card for you here, Gemini, for this reading. From the Namaste Blessing cards. What would you like to say to Gemini? Namaste Blessing cards. What message have you got for Gemini today? Do you have a message for Gemini? Card for Gemini, please. Card for Gemini. Namaste Blessing card for Gemini. Nope. Really not. Okay. Wow. Nope. So I'm going to put them aside and see. I might go with the Keepers of Light instead here. Because the Namaste Blessing cards do not want to come out and give you a blessing, Gemini. There's obviously something else here that you're needing to understand or know. So can we have a card please for Gemini from the Keepers of Light Oracle cards instead, please? Source energy. Source energy, all that is, all that has ever been. Could we have a card for Gemini, please? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, Gemini. Oh, by the way, cusp Geminis, you're going to be at the beginning of your sign, the 0 degree point, moving away from the Taurus energy. So if that is you, if you are 0 Gemini, then you may want to check out the Taurus read that I have done recently as well. And also if you're the other end at the 29 degree mark, then you're going to be moving more towards the Cancer energy. So you may also want to go and check that out as well. So I don't know what's going on here today. Gemini, don't know. Oh, here we go. So I don't know why the cards don't want to give you an answer. But they have, and they have answered you with Master Buddha. Increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Very appropriate. Very, very appropriate, and very much kind of connected with this energy as well. Because that's really what the Buddha is about. Meditation, contemplation. Master Buddha is saying, the Buddha Siddhartha Gautama started his life as a rich, mollycoddled prince. But one day he broke free from the palace and was exposed to sickness, age and death. This shook him and set him off on a spiritual adventure that would lead him to leave behind all earthly pleasures and seek enlightenment so that he could end suffering in the world. Now he helps us make contact with our inner teacher and encourages us to acknowledge how we feel and then accept it so that we can move beyond the suffering we feel. You are moving beyond the illusions that fear has created so that you can be focused on your priorities and what is serving you on this path. All suffering eventually comes to an end, and acknowledging how you really feel and what occurred in order for you to feel this way will help you move beyond it. Call on Master Buddha now to help you remember you are part of something that is greater than suffering. The wheel of karma is turning in your favour, and all your acts of kindness and goodness will benefit you. Thoughts may arise now that solve issues in your life, home, relationships or work. They are being sent to you from your inner teacher, the Buddha within. Wonderful. Truly wonderful. Wonderful, beautiful card for me to finish your reading on Gemini, and say that I really do hope that it has been of some help to you. If it has, and if you've learned anything from this reading as well, please could you thumbs it up for me. It really does help me. It makes a huge difference. The more thumbs, the more likes I get, the more it gets put out into the bigger YouTube world, the more people are able to see my videos, and the more it can also get put into other people's channels as well and recommended as well, and that does make a huge difference as well. The recommended videos, people do tend to click on them when they're recommended by somebody that they are already subscribed to. So thank you to those of you who do like my videos. I do really appreciate it. It doesn't take a moment to just thumbs up a video. Literally really easy and quick thing to do, and it does really, really help me. Also, for those of you who have subscribed to me, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, please could you do so. There is a subscribe button on the video which you can press, and it will open up this bell thing, which you can decide whether or not you want to get the notifications of the videos as and when I put them out. I do all the zodiac signs, I do all the full moon and the new moon signs as well, both astrology and readings, tarot readings for the full and the new moons, and everything is on my playlists as well, so you can go and check out any of my previous videos. They will all be there. If you just click on and see some title that you kind of are drawn to, or you makes some sense with you, you resonate with it, it connects with you, then please do take the time to have a look at that video. And also, again, if you like it, thumbs it up for me because it does help. Also, leave a comment. That is really nice as well. To get some comments and some feedback really helps me as well. Know that there are people out there that are connecting and resonating with my videos. Really does help make it personal for me. It makes it kind of like, rather than just sitting here and talking to my camera, which is basically what I'm doing, it's kind of saying, you know, that there is another world out there beyond my camera. So that's really nice to know as well. And lastly, if you want to share my videos, please do. If you feel anybody out there is going to benefit from the messages that are here at this time, or any of the messages that I have done, I don't put dates on my messages because they can be at any time for anybody. So that's another reason why you won't find dates on my readings. And with all that being said, I would just like to say thank you once again, Gemini. Please take really good care of yourselves, and please also take care of anybody around you at this time who you can. And hopefully I will see you again soon.